it is your shot. And like I said, if you've got a question, I'm gonna mute everybody. But the two people presenting, Lauren and Suzanne, are gonna be able to talk, but I'm gonna even mute myself. And so if you've got a question, unmute yourself. If you raise your hand, we might be able to see it, but if not, go ahead and unmute yourself and just say, I have a real quick question. All right. Lauren and Suzanne, it's your shot. Thank you guys.
Hey guys. Yep, thanks Kelly. Hey guys, my name is Lauren.
I'm Suzanne.
Nice to see you all this morning. Thanks for getting up with us. We wanted to, or did you want to mention about the ice cream?
Yeah, so a couple of things. If you don't have vanilla, that's okay. Like Kelly said, or Miss Ayrton said, it will just not taste as sweet or as good. If you have chocolate syrup, you can maybe use that instead. If you have any other flavoring, like maybe you like mint ice cream and your parents have mint flavoring in their house, or lemon or something like that, you can use any of those flavorings. But vanilla is usually the most common, so that's why we put that on there. But if you want to use something different for the flavor, you can.
We kind of just wanted to obviously introduce ourselves, but we want to see, I guess, can you raise your hand if for anyone who is from Manhattan? Is everyone? Do we have any outside, like anyone not from Manhattan? Jesse, where are you from? And Wyatt?
I am from Pratt, Kansas, Liberty Middle School.
Nice to have you. What about you, Wyatt?
I go to Care Parabel.
What? Can you say that again?
Care Parabel.
Oh, Camp Parabel. Oh. Yeah. Very cool. Nice to see you guys. So,
where is that, Wyatt? I'm sorry. Where is camp? Where is that located?
Care Parabel. It's on Clay Street.
Leonardville?
What part of Kansas is that from? Or in though?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Western, I'm guessing, somewhere in Western Kansas.
Well, we're very excited to have you all this morning. So Suzanne and I work in admissions here at Manhattan Tech. Suzanne is one of our academic advisors. If you're not familiar with Manhattan Tech, we're an accredited technical college here in Manhattan, Kansas. So you might be familiar with K-State. It's a four-year university. So we focus more on trade and industry programs and allied health. So we have like welding, auto tech, HVAC, construction, but we also have allied health programs. So like we have nursing, our medical lab technology program, EMT. So we have a variety of shorter programs. Most of our programs are about 9 months to 2 years. So you can get your education pretty fast and then go straight to the workforce right after. So that's kind of a little bit about Manhattan Tech. So if you're interested, we do have an open house every year. I do know some middle schools and high schools come to us and kind of explore our programs. So if you do have the opportunity to do that, we would love to have you on campus to kind of show you around so you can see our programs here at the campus.
So you guys will notice we have two screens up. One says Lauren and one says Suzanne. The reason we did that is because we want to be able to show you things. Like we have some pretty small utensils or supplies, that's word, supplies that we're going to be using. So we want to make sure you're able to see those, but also that you can see our faces. So that's why we have two screens up. But we are going to get started with the BristleBot. We have two activities today. We're going to start, yeah. If you do not have the supplies yet, then just follow along with us and pay attention. And once you get the supplies, you can go back in and watch the Zoom video in order to complete them. So for the BristleBot, you're going to need to get out the toothbrush.
And were there some students that did not get their supplies? Lily? Was there anyone else that wasn't able to get the supplies? Jonathan? So if you guys just want to, obviously watch, and then if you want to take notes, then obviously you can do this later when you are able to get the supplies. I apologize, those didn't get to you. So hopefully you'll be able to put these together when you do get the supplies.
I think I had gotten emails from most people that if they hadn't gotten them yet, they should be getting them today. And
Okay.
like I said, I'm gonna post this video on the Canvas site, and so
Perfect.
you guys can come back and watch, so you can find the instructions on what to do.
Thank you.
All right, so grab that toothbrush head, and then there's a piece of foam with a sticker adhesive on it. And then there's a battery.
Wait, my adhesive sticker thing is stuck to the side of my plastic bag.
If you can you just try to peel it off very slowly? If your bag ends up with a hole in it, it's okay. We care more about the adhesive at this point.
Mine was stuck too. It comes off pretty easily.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Mine stuck to my arm earlier, but that's different than a bag. So hopefully you're able to get it off. Okay, then that round battery. And then the last thing that's in the bag is the little motor with the 2 wires on it.
Hang on. We pulled this off.
Not yet.
Nope, keep that
Not
on.
yet. Okay, so the toothbrush head, we did our best to get toothbrushes that had bristles that were flat. However, it's really hard when you're shopping online to see flat bristles. So as you can tell on yours, there are some bristles that are longer than others. Do you see that? So if you put it on the table, then it kind of, it's a little bit taller in some places. So if you push down on it, you can see like the front might go down farther than the other places. So that's going to create some different, not necessarily straight robots on these bristle bots. If you want to cut the bristles, you can do that. I did that a little bit this morning, and you can't just take it and do it all at one time. You definitely have to do just a few at a time. So if you want to do that later, after you've built the robot, we've put ours together and taken it apart several times. So you're able to do that if you want yours to stay on its feet a little bit longer. So what you're going to do is now you're going to take the adhesive off the back of that sticky foam. And then you're going to put that in the middle of the toothbrush. Try to center it as much as possible and just stick it on there.
Don't curve the edges of it. Try to keep it flat on the top if possible.
Which side?
Both sides should be sticky. And so you're going to put it on the top of the toothbrush. Yes.
Can you guys send us a thumbs up once you have that adhesive on?
Garrick, do you have yours on there?
Okay.
Which ones? Oh, Jonathan doesn't have this place.
Does anyone have any trouble with it?
Okay, so this motor is what they use in a pager, which I know you guys are the generation past pagers. So in the past, there was something that people could carry that basically a phone call would come in and it would notify the person that they needed to go make a call. So then they'd have to go to a phone and call that number back. This motor is what made it vibrate to notify the person that they had something. So on the ends of the motor, there's a little piece that's like a half circle. So on one side it's rounded and on the other side it looks like it was cut away. You see that? It's on the opposite end of the wires. That is the part that's going to rotate to move the bristle lock. So we want to put this on the adhesive, but we don't want the part that's rounded to be stuck to the adhesive. So we're going to stick it off to make it where it's got some room to move.
Turn it.
See that? It's sticking up a little bit past the.
Hold on. Turn it. Can you see it at all?
Y'all see that? Where it's a little bit higher than the adhesive. It just needs to be able to move around and rotate freely.
Yeah.
So once you get it on there, and it comes off pretty easy, so if you get it on there and it's not quite where you want it, you can move it. Once again, you want to try to get it as centered as possible on the toothbrush so that it's not kind of leaning to one side, weighted more heavily on one side.
We want it to balance. So when you put the toothbrush on the table for it to move, we don't want it to fall to one side or the other. We want it to be able to stick up and stand up on its own. So if you guys want to put it on your table, you can see if it is leaning to one side, and then you can adjust it if necessary. Oh, thank you. Did everyone get it?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I can't get my battery out of the pack.
Oh. It was a little, do you have scissors?
Yeah.
You want to go?
We can wait a
So,
second.
Yeah, we can
yeah.
wait.
They are a little bit difficult to get out of there. I had a hard time. Just cut around it. You're not going to cut the battery, but just like cut as close to it as possible. And then you might have to stick the scissors in like the edge to pry it open. So you guys can go get
Yeah.
scissors if you need to,
Yeah,
or
we'll
something
wait.
to open the batteries. I thought about what they were saying.
Some of them, I guess, we had to cut, like, ones we had, and then they cut.
We should have just bought the 4-pack.
Is anyone else having trouble getting the batteries out, or were you guys able to get that and get everything put together so far?
Are we supposed to do something with the battery yet?
Not
Not yet. Were you able to get it out though? No problem. Can you thumbs up if everyone is with us so far? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good. So does everyone have their motor stuck to their toothbrush? Perfect. Okay. So these two wires, this is the tricky part. These two wires are not, when you move them, they don't really stay in one spot. So you are going to stick one of them to the adhesive. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. Stick one of the adhesive, and if you can get the wire in or the part that's not covered with the rubber, if you can get that to kind of stick up a little bit, that would help.
And it doesn't matter what color.
And it doesn't matter which color you have on the adhesive. And we'll have to kind of move that around once we put the battery on there. So it doesn't have to be, I mean, we'll probably have to move it no matter what. And then you're going to just stick the battery on top of it, and you can stick it to that adhesive. And it doesn't matter which side is down. Good question. I like that about this project. It doesn't matter which wire color you're using in which spot or which side of the battery. And then if you just stick the other side of the wire on there, right now, if you do that without like sticking it on there, do you feel that the motor is vibrating now? And if you don't, just kind of try to move the other wire around a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, but maybe you can tell when mine stops and when it starts again.
Can you see it moving? Did you guys get yours to work, or? Yeah.
Garrick, you're still muted. What are you trying
Is
to talk
the
about?
middle part of the wire not supposed to touch the adhesive, or is it supposed to?
It will end up touching it, but you don't have to like press it in there.
ultimately the metal needs to be able to touch the battery.
Right. So the metal end of the wire needs to be able to touch the battery both on the top and the bottom. So if you are able to touch the top one to the battery and get the pager motor going, I want you to either give me a thumbs up or just show me, either one.
Jesse.
Yeah, he's got it.
Cool.
Kaylee's
Good job,
got it.
Jesse. Good job, guys.
Good. So Han, do you have it?
I don't think I have it. It's like this.
Okay, whenever you touch that, is the blue wire the one that's on the sticky part?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the red wire on top, when you touch it on there, does it move the motor?
Wait, no, the red one's sticky and the blue one doesn't make it move.
Okay, so take the battery off and just kind of reposition the wire that's on the sticky part so that sometimes if it gets stuck down too much on the sticky part, it doesn't work. So you don't want it to be like pressed down on the sticky. Sticky's not gonna work.
Wait, does the battery have to touch the top and bottom of both wires?
Yes.
Yes, so one wire on the top and one on the bottom.
Yeah.
Jaden, were you able to get it? All right, and Vincent, Sarah. Good. Sorry, I start on one side of the screen to see the thumbs up, and by the time I get to the other side, some of you have taken your thumbs down.
My motor can't vibrate and stick to the adhesive.
It's vibrating, you said, though?
Yeah.
Mine stopped working.
Sometimes you just kind of have to move it a little bit. They're very finicky.
Yeah.
So if it's stuck to the adhesive and working, that's fine. And then once, those of you who have gone into work so far, you can go ahead and grab a piece of tape. Ooh. And it needs to be a pretty small piece of tape. I mean, the battery's not real big. So you're going to tape the wire onto.
Mine's working now.
I was
There
gonna say,
you go.
I hear someone's working. And you can put it on the table.
Woo! And so this is why we suggested if you had some scissors. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see ours. Ours is going crazy. Let me see if I can flip my camera. But this is why we suggested if you wanted to cut the bottom of the toothbrush to make it a little more even. It might not do donuts like that. Did anyone get theirs to work and was able to test it on their table?
Like this?
Where do I tape it?
You're gonna tape that other wire to the top of the battery.
Does it can it be touching the wire?
Yes, it can be. Yep. So you probably want it to be touching the metal part so that it will cause the battery to activate the motor. So I don't even have the tape down all the way. It's like sticking up right here. It's really just sticking on the wire part.
Can we get a thumbs up to see if anyone got it to work? Sarah? Cool.
Wyatt and Sarah, is yours going in a circle doing donuts, or is it kind of going straight? What's it doing?
I'm fixing that. I'm trimming that off right now.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
What about you, Isaac?
We're doing donuts.
Having issues.
What's going on, Jesse?
I just can't get the tape to work. Is this too small?
That should be good enough. All you're trying to get is the wire.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, that should be plenty big. So mine is, so here's my battery and here's my piece of tape. So my battery is smaller, or I mean my tape's smaller than my battery. Are you using duct tape, Jesse, or electrical tape?
Yes.
Okay, so probably
Yes.
less is more on that because it weighs a little bit more. And so if it is too heavy, it might pull it to one side more.
Kiki, did you
Hang
get
on,
yours to work? Oh, Jesse, did you get yours? Okay.
I have to press it down for it to move.
And so that might
Not
just
just
be, you might just have to mess with it. But like Suzanne said, since you have a little bit heavier tape, less is more, and that might be able to get it to work after you troubleshoot it.
And sometimes whenever you're doing it, like ours will be running and then all of a sudden stop. So the wires just need readjusted to make sure that
Yeah.
they're still touching the battery.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's touching the battery.
Perfect. Cool. Can you guys show us videos for those who have them working so we can see them going around? Very cool. Yeah. So like Kiku, like hers is going and then it stops. So like Suzanne was saying, there might has to be some adjustments. And then for it not to do donuts, if you're able to trim the bottom to make it a little more even, that might help. But yeah, very cool.
So who has cut theirs?
Like the bottom?
The bottom of it, yeah. The bristles.
Wyatt, did you cut yours? Sarah did?
Sarah did?
I fixed it. I got it. It's working now.
Perfect.
Perfect, good.
Cool. Wyatt or Sarah, did you say you
Oh
cut?
yeah.
It's got it.
Why? Yep.
Yeah, so I think it does work better if you're able to cut it to make it a little more even. So you can do that later on if you, oh, I see he's doing little 360s. Oh, Vincent, yours is working good.
Yeah.
Is anyone?
Instead of falling
Go
over
ahead.
when it was too tall, I took off a little too much on those edges, and so now only the middle is touching, and so
Oh.
it just everywhere.
Very cool. Is anyone having trouble? They not able to get theirs together or not work? Maybe we can help you troubleshoot or give you some suggestions. Everyone's got it to work so far?
Should I tape down the motor? Because it's basically vibrating off.
So it might just need stuck a little bit farther onto the adhesive. You just want the very end to not be sticky.
Has anyone ever made something like this before or something similar, like a tiny robot in school or another STEM activity before? Yeah, cool.
Mine's just on the,
Mm-hmm.
I tried the flat
Flat one?
bristles.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's too heavy.
I think my battery is not centered.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
So there's a lot of things if you pick it up later and it's not working, there might just be some ways that you can troubleshoot. Oh yeah, good.
Yep. Good job, Garrett.
So maybe you're like just now my battery was too far to the side, and so the toothbrush was on its side and it was actually just spinning on the adhesive, the sticky foam. So if it's a little off centered, like maybe you kind of perfect it to where it is able to go straight and it always tends to curve to the left or curve to the right. You can see if maybe the bristles, you didn't get them cut even on one side, or maybe the battery's leaning slightly to the one side or the pager motor. So there's a few ways to troubleshoot if you want to try to get it to go where you want. It's not ever going to go in a straight line just because of the motor that we're using, but you are able to get it to go more straight then just do donuts where it's at on its side. So that's where cutting those bristles can help, but they're not the easiest things to cut, and they definitely make a mess. All right, does
I got
anyone have
mine.
questions?
Say-
What?
Say that again, Wyatt.
You're muted.
It wasn't working for a meeting, but I got mine to the point where it doesn't work unless I seem to touch it.
Oh, yeah. You might just have to reposition the wire just a tiny bit to pull it up a little bit so the tape's pressing more down on the uncoated wire.
Also, I was gonna
All
say
right.
something real quick. If you guys are making these things and you if you have like the ability to take a picture even later, maybe during the break, if like one of your folks could just take a snapshot. We're collecting pictures for a thing that we're doing at next week, and so they just want to see what we're making. And if you get a chance to do that, please do that. Thanks.
Perfect. So we'll we're not taking break, right? So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our second activity. So if you guys just want to set your BristleBots to the side for right now, and then during break you can either come back and finish it, or after the STEM activities are done for the day, obviously you can mess with it, and then we'll see you guys again on Wednesday, so we can kind of get an update if you guys have done anything or have any suggestions for everyone that have worked for you all. We'll see you guys again on Wednesday, but we're going to go ahead and move to our second activity, which is the ultraviolet light detecting beads. And so I guess first off, we want to ask, do you guys know what produces ultraviolet light?
The
Feel
sun.
free to answer. Go ahead.
Yeah. Garrick said the sun.
Sun. Yep, that's correct. And so has anyone ever done any activities with ultraviolet beads before? Jesse? Eric? Cool.
Actually, I did a science project in 4th grade using ultraviolet light.
Awesome. Cool.
Garrick, you have
Here I did a science fair project about sunscreen.
Okay.
Wow. So this is kind of, we'll touch on that a little bit as well. So
And I did a PowerPoint on how ultraviolet rays can cause skin cancer and stuff.
yes, we'll touch on that point as well. Thanks, Sohan.
All right. Does anyone know? Okay, so I'm going to ask that Sohan, Garrick, and Jesse not answer this question, since you all have done further experiments and research on this. Does anyone else know how you can tell if something's been overexposed to the sun? Or to UV light, I'm sorry. Anyone?
People get
Okay.
sunburn.
Say that again, Vincent.
People get sunburn.
Yes.
There you
sunburn.
go.
Good
Perfect
job.
example.
So, do you think that a person's skin is the only thing that can be affected by UV light? No? Nope. George, what do you think?
I know that like colored plastic, the colors will like fade, or even just like photos, they'll
Yep.
fade if you leave them in the sun for too long.
Yep.
Yes,
Good
very
job.
good. So my parents have a sliding door in their bedroom, and they have red carpet, but in front of that door, the carpet has faded to almost white, and that's from overexposure to UV light. So if you ever see like cracked rubber or a faded picture or faded your toys you leave out in the sun too long and they get faded, that's all caused from overexposure to UV light. So it can affect more than just our skin, but our skin is a very important thing that the UV light can affect.
So the activity we're going to do today is going to be the ultraviolet light beads. We're going to make keychains out of them. And so in the bag, you should have some beads. You're gonna take out everything except the beads in the bag. Okay, so take out the string. Let's see, I'm gonna take out the keychain and just leave the beads in the bag. So we're gonna give you an option. That's why we had you get the paper plate. We're gonna have you guys go outside.
Is this the keychain?
Yep, take that out. Yep.
And the other one, there's like a round one, and then there's the one that's like a clippy.
Yeah.
Take both of them out. So the only thing left in the bag is the beads. Yeah.
And so if you want to grab your plate,
Does everyone have the ability to go outside? Okay.
what we're gonna do is go outside.
editing.
Go ahead, Wyatt. You're good to go outside?
So you want us to go outside?
Yeah,
In
so
a minute.
1 second. So inside, obviously you can tell the beads are white, but when we go outside under the sun, you'll see that the beads, well, you'll see what the beads do when we go outside. The reason why we wanted to get you a plate is if you want to separate the beads out by colors, and then if you want to put it on your keychain by certain colors, you can do that. Or so that's an option for you. You don't have to do that, but we wanted to, if you wanted to bring the plate outside with you and separate the beads out by colors, you can use the plate to separate those out. And so what we're gonna do,
It's gonna get really quiet in
We're
here.
gonna take our video outside with us. We know you guys probably aren't able to do that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give you 4 minutes. So 9:16, you need to be back in front of your camera so we can talk to you. That should be enough time for you to separate your beads, right? Think so? Okay.
so we're gonna take, but yeah, you guys can go ahead and do that, and then we'll meet back here in about 4 minutes, okay?
Wait, so do we put,
All right.
do I
Go
put
ahead.
them in the plate or on the plate?
If you want to separate them out by colors, but you won't be able to see the colors until you go outside, because the sun is going to hit the beads and it's going to activate them and change colors. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Can we take the camera outside?
If you're
Yeah.
able.
If you're able to,
Yeah,
you don't-
I'm going to switch.
yeah. If you can't, just leave it there, and then we'll meet back here in about 4 minutes, okay? Yes.
Bring the phone with us.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I went to go get the plate, so I missed a couple minutes. What are you-
Give me a few seconds. I gotta open the door.
The supplies, where do you get the supplies? You're muted.
Did you not pick up the supplies from the Ed Center? Who's talking right now? Sorry.
Lily.
Okay, Lily, did I sent an email last Thursday. You guys were supposed to have picked up supplies from the Ed Center by the high school. Did you guys do that?
Can we pick it up whenever?
Yeah, you're gonna need them for the whole week. There's stuff that there was like a separate list of supplies that you needed to provide on your own, but then there was also like a big backpack full of stuff that
They've already started changing
now. So yeah, I think until 3. I want to say until 3 o'clock today, and we are taking a break from 8:45 to 9:15. Or no, I'm sorry, 9:45 to 10:15.
Wow.
And then we'll come back at 10:15 and we'll be on until 11:30. But then I think between 11:30 and 3 o'clock, you could still go pick it up this afternoon. And I'm recording this, and so you can, when you get the supplies, you can come back and follow the instructions on here. Okay, I'll post a video.
Okay, so it's at the Ed Center, you said?
It's called the Robinson.
They've already started changing.
It's directly across from the high school west campus.
Okay.
Is anybody else freaking out? Blue beads, yellow. Oh, they're already starting to turn back to normal.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Okay, Suzanne, you're talking and we cannot hear you, and I'm trying to unmute you, but I'm
Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry. So as you can see, we're outside in the shade and they change really fast. But when you go back inside, it changes back to white really fast. So if you're wanting to separate them out by colors, then you're going to need to do it outside. A little brighter. Can you see it? I can't see
wow.
it.
So do they
So
get brighter as you spend more time outside with them?
Yeah, I think blue, it stays the longest. This was my yellow. They've all been the same for the same time. This one's almost white again. Here's my, the ones that are closer to blue seem to stay a lot longer. This is purple.
Yep. All right. So,
oh wow, that is so cool.
Yeah. Is it? I don't know. I think people are still outside. I can't tell.
So
yes, people are still leaving.
Are
Does
we
anyone
going
have
to
any
make-
questions?
Are we going with these beads or something?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're going to do keychains. So that's why we asked if you wanted to separate them out by colors to make the keychain, if you just wanted to do a variety of colors in no particular order. So
Do they stay this color?
they only change colors when you're side or have
that
UV
is so
light.
neat.
So when you're outside, as you can see, we're coming back inside and they're going to start fading here soon.
Jesse, if you want to stay outside,
because they're
make
not
it outside,
exposed.
you totally can do that, I think, right? It's okay if they stay outside if they've got their camera with them, like Jesse.
Oh yeah, they can do that. Yeah,
you can just
Feel free to stay
outside.
outside.
And you can still see them.
I'm sorting them out now. It's not working out very well though because they're moving. Like this.
Let me see who was talking. Let me flip my thing around again.
I think that was Jesse.
Oh.
Jesse, can you repeat your question and show them the screen? They were moving at the time.
Yeah, hang on. They moved. Tried to keep them nice and neat, but it's not working out
Yeah, I
very
think
well.
you had them separated fine. Jesse.
Oh, yep. Yep, good job. And so
Where do you get these beads?
I think you can get them on Amazon.
We didn't know. We got them from an education science.
Can you get them on Amazon though? I'm assuming you probably can.
I don't know.
What was it called though?
Light
solar beads. They're UV solar beads, I think.
UV solar beads is what they're called. So I'm assuming you can probably order them online, Amazon, maybe, a craft store like Hobby Lobby, Joann's, or just like an education store.
My mom.
You can go ahead and tie a knot onto your keychain with the piece of elastic string that we provided.
And you might even, if you're talking about educational sites, I know that there's a site called School Specialty. I don't think you have to be a school personnel to order from them. You might, but I think you can order. It might be a little bit more expensive if you're not from a school, but I know that that's a place that you can check out too. But I think Amazon probably has them. I'm sure, and Hobby Lobby, I'm sure it has them.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
We have a bunch of little kids at my house.
Putting the beads onto the keychain after you've tied it to the.
Do you want to show them how to tie it?
Keychain. I was tying my shoe, and then I did it twice.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Do we have to make this into a keychain, or can we make it into a bracelet or something?
Nope, you can do a bracelet. We just got the stuff for a keychain, but yeah, you can do a bracelet instead. You might just want to measure your wrist and then tie it to wherever to make sure it doesn't fall off. But feel free to do it however you like.
So go ahead and put them on however you want. And once you're done with that, we're going to, while you're doing that, we can
How
talk
big
about
does this knot need to be?
Who was that?
How big does the knot need to be? Because I'm triple tying this and it's still not big enough.
Yeah, I triple tied
I
it.
just tie mine to the key. If you're doing a
No.
bracelet, you might tie it to the keychain just one time. Don't double knot it, just one time to put them on there. And then once you're done, once you put all of them on there, you can take it off of the keychain and tie it to the two ends together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing this, can you guys think of ways we could use these UV detecting beads to promote awareness about UV light and the dangers of it?
Yes.
Any suggestions, Jesse, or?
Yes. Because like with the beads, with each different color they change, it shows the different change with sunburn.
Mm-hmm. So how would you protect yourself from getting a sunburn?
I'm still figuring that part out.
Same.
Yep.
Stay inside.
There you go. Nope, that's one way.
So stay inside, like
Some of us
Glass that is UV ray proof or something. Who knows?
Did you say glass that's UV ray proof? So like tinting on windows?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That's a good way.
Somebody said something.
You guys, I just have a question while you guys are doing this. What's the importance of actually being able to be around UV rays? Because I know like some people suffer from like seasonal affective disorder in the wintertime when they're not around sun and UV lights. Like I know I've you can buy light bulbs that are just UV so that you get more of that. Do you guys? I don't know.
There's a certain vitamin. You know what vitamin it is, Sohan? Yes, vitamin D. Do you think, someone mentioned staying inside so that you can protect yourself from the UV rays. Does that mean like in a room with no windows? Does it mean with curtains? What do you think it means? Like right now, Sohan, it looks like you're sitting by a window. Is that right? Okay. So is Sohan protected from UV rays right now?
Depends
You can
if
leave
the
it
window
open.
is in UV rays or if not.
Kinda, the blinds.
Okay, so Sohan, can you stick your UV beads just in your hand where you're sitting right there and see if they change colors at all?
Yeah, they change colors.
Yep.
Okay, are they real bright or are they kind of pale?
Kind of pale.
Kind of pale, okay. So the window
Yeah.
is definitely, and the blinds are protecting you from the direct UV rays.
Yeah.
Well, me and Jesse are out here dying.
So
It feels good to be outside.
it wasn't bad in the shade.
Wow.
I don't know how many of you heard Lauren say when we were outside that we were standing in the shade and ours started changing immediately. Did anyone else notice that?
Yes. Like I was 3 seconds. I closed the door. 3 seconds later, I pick up the bag and they're all like changed colors. They will change colors already.
Oh, when I did the science fair project, I noticed that the side of my house doesn't block at all.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed as I'm sitting. Oh,
Oh no.
stupid wind.
What else did you notice besides the wind? Hey, Wyatt, can you stick your beads under your shirt to where the sun is on your shirt and the beads are just in your hand underneath your shirt and see if they change colors?
Mine already changed. I'm outside.
True. Does someone else want to go outside and see if they change by sticking it under your shirt and see if the shirt protects you from, Garrett, you'll do it? Thanks. Just see if the sun protects the beads from the UV light, or if the shirt does, not the sun.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
These were in the sun when they rolled, when they blew away. And now they're all white again.
Oh.
And so now they're changing back.
Haley, were yours changing colors in the window over there? What'd you find out, Garrett? They changed a little bit.
You're muted.
You're muted. Can you unmute your microphone?
It sort of did a little bit.
So UV rays can kind of get through your clothing also.
Like,
And then also,
kind of just like tapping you kind of thing. Not that much.
Would the color of the clothing change that outcome, do you guys think?
like if you're wearing like a black like t-shirt versus a white one, or
different types of material.
Yeah, different types.
So if you are wearing like a real thin shirt, maybe like a dress shirt or a dress, that would probably affect it more than a cotton shirt would.
Is there something that your parents are always bugging you to put on when you go outside? I know I'm always telling my kids, especially when they go to a pool.
Yep.
Or
Sunscreen?
Yep. Sunscreen.
That's a good segue into our video
Yes.
that we have.
Wait,
Yes,
Go ahead,
so fun fact, I actually have like a shirt that changes color when it's exposed to
It's
sunlight.
pink?
Well, that's cool.
Oh,
Dude, same, except it's a hoodie.
Nice.
Very cool.
That's neat.
all right, guys. We're gonna play a video. It's regarding what Kaylee had mentioned. It's an experiment using sunscreen, and to see different types of sunscreen, different brands, if one works better than the other. And so we're gonna play. It's about a 3-minute video, and then we're gonna ask you guys what you think worked best and see who gets it right. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and share.
I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody, I think, while the video is playing. Is that okay, Lauren and Suzanne?
That's fine.
Okay.
It's probably on the Zoom. Is it on the Zoom? Another tab?
Yeah, that's right. Can everyone see the video?
Not playing. Yeah,
Well, I'm not
Kelly's got to come up.
Yeah, I can see it. So I'm guessing everybody else can.
Oh wait, I went on the volume one.
We don't have to.
Oh,
do we?
Could you guys hear the video at all?
Volume on, and maybe you can make it full screen, but yeah, you do need to turn your volume on. Sorry about my.
Just do it in the corner, right? I don't know. No. Hold on. Maybe go back to the Zoom screen. Hold on. Let me mute this one.
Oh, this needs to.
Are they saying something in the video?
We still can't hear it. You guys need to turn your volume on the video. You still can't hear anything. Do you have the option to turn a volume on your computer, Lauren and Lauren and Suzanne, can you hear us? That we can't hear the video at all? Lauren, we can't hear you at all. Looks like you're trying to talk to us, but we can't hear you at all, and we can't hear the video at all. I'm wondering, is this the device that you turned like you didn't enable the audio when you turned it on?
Coating of suntan lotion. All right, guys, so there you have it. All the bags, all of the suntan lotion. I'm gonna coat it now, and we're gonna see which one is the best.
Okay, I think we can hear it now, but you might want to turn it up as much as you can, maybe.
To wipe my hands off between each coating. Okay, this is good. This is the Target brand one. Okay, like that. So you see there's like a nice white coating over it. Wipe my hands off, because I don't want any of that sunscreen to go onto the next bag. Comment below, let me know which one you think is going to work the best. I honestly don't know. I've never compared them before. You would think the brand names would be good, right? There's Coppertone, Sport. They're all 30 SPF. 643. They're all 30.
I still can't hear very well, guys. I don't.
30 SPF 30.
You can't hear us? Can I hear?
I can't hear the video very well. Maybe it's just is it just me or some of the students? Can you give us feedback on whether or not you can hear?
It's hard to hear the audio.
We can just talk about it.
You could turn on captions.
Can we talk? Yeah. Can you guys hear us right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically what this video is, you don't necessarily have to hear it. The main part of this video is what brand is going to protect the beads the best. And so we're going to stop it in about a minute or so, and then we're going to get everyone's opinion on if a name brand would work better than an off brand. You don't necessarily have to hear everything. And then, like I said, we'll stop it in about a minute. That way we can get your guys' opinion on which one do you think would work better, and we'll kind of talk through that.
And you might want to just turn your volume on your computer up as much as possible. And
it's to the max, I think.
Okay. And if you could send me the link, then I can also post it on Canvas. Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
This one right here, Hawaiian Tropic Sport, they're all sport and they're all 30, so we gave them all the same fair shot. It's a banana boat, again, sport and 30 SPF. And we'll wipe off the excess. We're gonna put each one by its bag. You can see which one goes for what. And we're gonna cover it with a towel now for 5 minutes so that they can all go back to the white color. And then I'm gonna rip off the towel and we'll see just how well the sunscreen blocks the UV rays from the beads. So,
okay, guys. Do you guys think a name brand versus do you guys think a name brand versus an off brand would be better? So the 4 brands that he used, was Target, Banana Boat, Copperstone Sport, and Hawaiian Tropic. So which one do you think would protect the bees the best? You can just shout out your answers if you like. And what was your reasoning for choosing that? Anyone?
I'd like to say something.
Go ahead.
This is actually what my science fair project was about, and
Okay, so you can answer. Not yet, at least. We'll let you answer in a little bit and let me know your findings of your science fair project. But does anyone else would have an opinion on this?
Michelle, what do you think?
Yeah.
We've got Target, we've got Coppertone Sport, we've got Banana Boat, and we've got Hawaiian Tropic.
I'm gonna go with the generic Target.
All right.
Just for kicks and giggles. I mean, they're all 30 proof, so I'm thinking they all ought to be the same, to be honest.
I'll chime in. I'm hoping that they all are kind of the same, because when I look at things, I always look at ingredients. You know, I look at like the percentage of things, and same with like medications. You know, like generic ibuprofen or Tylenol or whatever. And so I'm hoping that I'm saving some money and having the right. So that's my process.
Anyone else have a guess?
Does anyone think that the Target brand will not be the best? You don't have to pick another one, just you think the others will be better than the Target brand.
I say that I think that.
Jesse has something to say. Jesse, what do you think?
Oh no, I'm just working.
Oh, I thought you were
probably
raising
get
your
this.
hand. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Probably
well,
gonna
let's
get
see
this.
what it is.
All right, we're gonna play and see what it is.
The ones that stay white the longest are the ones that the sunscreen's working the best. The ones that go to color quickly, you know that it's not doing a good job of blocking the UV rays from the bees, and that means from your skin. I'm actually out here, and I didn't even put any on myself. Let me put some suntan lotion on. All right, guys, timer is up. It is time to take the towel off and to see which suntan lotion works the best. Now,
I want to know the answer.
During my campaign.
We don't want to hear about your campaign.
I don't know about you guys, but I think they'll all work pretty much the same since they're all 30 years. Just because one's Target and one's Banana Boat and one's Hawaiian Tropic. But actually, Hawaiian Tropic I think will work because you saw when I smeared it off with the paper towels, most of it came off. It didn't really absorb as well onto the plastic. And I know the plastic doesn't absorb that well, but it was a lot harder to get off. 3, 2, 1.
That's the example.
Oh,
those are already out.
Okay.
I think we have a winner, guys. I think we have a winner. I think the Coppertone Sport is working the best. Definitely. Look at it. It's the Coppertone Sport works the best. I'd say these are the most colorful, along with these. But the Coppertone Sport, look, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like in full color. These are pastel color. These are really colorful. So like I thought earlier, the Hawaiian Tropic was not as good. This sticks on really well to you, the Coppertone. Look how it sticks to the plastic even. The Banana Boat and the Target one are sort of tied, I guess. Which one do you think, guys? Which?
All right, guys, let me stop and get us back to. So, I don't know if anyone chose the Coppertone, but it looks like that one worked the best. And we wanted to mention depending on the time of day you are outside, the sun, say if you go out at noon, it will affect the beads and change colors a lot faster than maybe at the beginning or towards the end of the day. So I don't know when he was doing that, the experiment, if it was in the middle of the day. But compare the Coppertone with the Target brand. I mean, it was pretty comparable. And so like Ms. Ireton was saying, if you want to buy an off-brand, it sounded like it did a good job, but you can always test it with different brands and see which one would work the best. But out of those four, it looks like the Coppertone Sport did the best out of all of those. So if you guys use that one, then that's probably a good sunscreen to get.
All right, Garrett, you want to tell us what you found from, was it you that did the sunscreen?
Okay. The company doesn't really matter. It's just ingredients. And SPF isn't measured how much it's blocking, it's how long it'll block it for.
Good to know.
And also that the best one that works for me was a Coppertone with 24% zinc oxide.
So it's all about the ingredients.
Sunscreens have chemicals in them that will, like, you know, ruin your muscles and other stuff like skin can ruin, I think, your bones too, stuff like that.
So when we did an experiment with the beads, we actually put sunscreen on half of the bead and took it outside. And so if you have different brands of sunscreen at home, you can always just put it on half the bead, go outside and see what would work better. We tried that and we were able to see. But like Garrett was saying, it sounds like it's all based off of the ingredients in that particular sunscreen. So the SPF, if they're all 30, I would look at the ingredients and like Garrett had said, and it sounds like that's what really determines what would work best or not.
If you are someone that wears like baseball caps, you could take one outside, put the beads underneath it, and after a couple minutes, check to see what the beads are like, see if they're pale or if they're still white, just to see how good your hat is protecting you. All right, well, that is all for our project. You guys are going to take a break now and have another project in a little bit. Thank you all for your participation. We appreciate that, and we will see you on Wednesday for the ice cream.
Yeah, and then if you guys do any experiments either with the Bristol Bot or the UV beads, let us know on Wednesday. We would love to hear some feedback from you guys. And then that way, other students, if they're wanting to do something similar, we would love to get your feedback on that.
Yeah, and if you guys, before you go, I will leave. First off, I will leave the Zoom meeting open. I'm just gonna turn my volume and the video off on mine, so you'll just see my picture. But for the next half hour, I'll just keep this open. So if you want to just do that, you can. If during this half hour, if you take a break and then come back, if you get a chance to answer those questions in the discussion box about yourself, that'd be cool. And also, like, if you've got a camera on your phone and you could go outside and maybe take a picture of your keychain or the bracelet, maybe in your hand, you know, like take a snapshot, and you can either email it to me or you can post it on Canvas. So if you do that, if you want to figure out a way to send that to me, we can talk about that when we get back at 10:15. But that'd be cool, because I'd like to see the little robot too, you know, if you got a snapshot of that. The other thing, who else? I think everybody has